Diwali, the festival of lights, is being celebrated across the country today with much fervour. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi greet the nation on the occasion. On Diwali Eve, Prime Minister appeals to people to light a lamp in honour of brave soldiers who protect Mother India. Also calls for making the vocal for local message meaningful by buying local products on the occasion of the festival. On the eve of Diwali, air quality index records severe and very poor category in the national capital. Minister for External Affairs Dr. Jaishankar to represent India on the East Asia Virtual Summit, likely to discuss free, open, inclusive, transparent, rules-based, peaceful and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Indian Army gives a befitting response to ceasefire violations by Pakistan in Jammu and Kashmir. Army destroys several Pakistani bunkers, kills 6 to 7 Pakistani soldiers, destroys terrorist launch pads. 4 Indian security personnel make the supreme sacrifice. The country's war against COVID-19 continues. Number of active cases remain below 5 lakh for the third consecutive day. Number of cured patients exceeds the new infections for the 41st day running. Recovery rate reaches 92.97%. Global COVID cases exceed 5.37 crore with 13.09 lakh fatalities. The US records high for the third straight day with over 1.8 lakh fresh cases in a single day. Elon Musk, SpaceX and NASA jointly to launch astronauts on first fully operational commercial crew mission using Dragon capsule. Good morning, you're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. On behalf of DD News, we wish you all a very happy Diwali and may this festive light bring in happiness and prosperity. Up next, we'll get to the top story we're tracking this hour. President Ramnath Kovind has sent his greetings to his fellow citizens on the eve of Diwali. In a message, the President has said, and I quote him, "On the auspicious occasion of Diwali, I extend my heartiest greetings and best wishes to all the fellow citizens living in India and abroad. This festival, celebrated by people of various religions and sects, strengthens the sense of unity, goodwill and fraternity among the people of our country. The festival inspires us to work for service of humanity. Let us, on this occasion, resolve to become a lamp of hope and prosperity for the poor, destitute and needy people of the society by sharing our happiness, just as a lamp lightens many lamps by sharing its light. Diwali is also a festival of cleanliness, so let us honor Mother Nature by celebrating pollution-free, environment-friendly and clean Diwali. May this grand festival of happiness and light bring in delight, peace and prosperity to each and every house of our country." And Vice President of India, M. Venkaiah Naidu, has greeted the nation on the eve of Diwali. Following is the full text of the message. I quote him, "I extend my warm greetings and good wishes to all my fellow citizens in India and abroad on the auspicious occasion of Diwali, the festival of lights. Celebrated with traditional fervour and zeal, Deepavali signifies the victory of good over evil and reaffirms our belief in noble ideals and morals of Lord Ram's life. The festival reminds us that we need to constantly quell the demonic forces and foster goodness and harmony in our society. Deepavali celebrations transcend the boundaries of India. One can say that it is one of the biggest celebrated festivals of the world. Indians living abroad celebrate Diwali with much fanfare and love, and Deepavali is always an occasion for family and friends to come together and celebrate. But this year, given the unprecedented health emergency due to COVID-19, I urge my fellow citizens to celebrate Deepavali by adhering to COVID health and hygiene protocols. May this festival dispel the darkness of ignorance and kindle the light of knowledge and enlightenment. May it bring peace, harmony, prosperity and happiness in our lives. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also wished the fellow citizens in a tweet. He said, and I quote him, "A happy Diwali. May this festival further bring brightness and happiness. May everyone be prosperous and healthy." Union Home Minister Amit Shah has also greeted the nation on the occasion of Diwali. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "May this auspicious festival of Deepavali bring happiness and prosperity in the lives of all countrymen. I wish for good health of all. Best wishes of Deepotsav." Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that this Diwali we should also light a diya as a salute to soldiers who fearlessly protect our nation. Prime Minister in a tweet said that this Diwali let us also light a diya as a salute to soldiers who fearlessly protect our nation. Words cannot do justice to the sense of gratitude we have for our soldiers for their exemplary courage. We are also grateful to the families of those on the borders. And staying with the festive spirit amidst fight to contain COVID-19 crisis, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his October edition of Mann Ki Baat radio program asserted that India stands firmly with its brave soldiers. Reaching out to the nation through his radio address, Prime Minister urged people to light a diya at their homes to honor the security forces guarding the frontiers while they celebrate Deepavali and buy local products this festive season.
हमें अपने उन जाबाज सैनिकों को भी याद रखना है जो इन त्योहारों में भी सीमाओं पर डटे हैं, भारत माता की सेवा और सुरक्षा कर रहे हैं। हमें उनको याद करके ही अपने त्योहार मनाने हैं।
This was Prime Minister's Mann Ki Baat radio address to the nation on the occasion of Dasara, October 25th, with yet another strong message. Think of our soldiers firmly stationed on the borders in the line of duty even during festive times. Remember them. Light a diya for them. Reaching out to men in khaki, Prime Minister assured them despite they being away at the borders, the entire country is with them. The Prime Minister urged the countrymen to light a lamp at home in honor of these brave sons and daughters of Mother India.
हमें घर में एक दिया भारत माता के इन वीर बेटे बेटियों के सम्मान में भी जलाना है। मैं अपने वीर जवानों से भी कहना चाहता हूं कि आप भले ही सीमा पर हैं, लेकिन पूरा देश आपके साथ है, आपके लिए कामना कर रहा है।
Amidst the gaiety of festivities, the Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat radio address of October 25th reached out to countrymen, urging them to spare a thought for all those associated with local products. The Prime Minister urged people to also remember the country's vocal for local resolve while purchasing items from the market during the festive season and accord priority to local products.
आज जब हम लोकल के लिए वोकल हो रहे हैं, तो दुनिया भी हमारे लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स की फैन हो रही है। हमारे कई लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स में ग्लोबल होने की बहुत बड़ी शक्ति है।
So this Deepavali, remember soldiers guarding our borders, light a diya for them and keep the vocal for local resolve in mind while shopping for all that you need, from diyas to clothes to dried fruits. Burning bright, the festival of lights. Bureau Report, DD India.
And BSF Jawans deployed in Agartala Akhora frontier checkpost in Tripura celebrated Diwali by lighting candles. And this year has been challenging for all of us. Now this Diwali, let us take all the precautions and keep us and the ones around us safe. Let us take a look at this report and understand how to celebrate Diwali happy and safe.
Diwali is a festival of light and joy. Diwali celebrations include worshipping goddess Lakshmi and Ganesha, traditional sweets, good food, fireworks, special candles and lamps. Celebrating Diwali in between the COVID pandemic and in the high levels of pollution, it is very important to take certain precautions to be safe. Lighting firecrackers on Diwali is harmful in many ways.
Wish you all a very happy Diwali. So this year Diwali comes with more precautions for all of us. We have to continue to follow wearing of mask, follow the hand hygiene and maintain a physical distance as we are maintaining it for last 6 to 8 months. This Diwali we have to not use the firecrackers because as such we know that there is a lot of pollution in the cities and this pollution is going to add to the trauma of having the diseased lungs because of the COVID.
Diwali is celebrated by offering the sweets, but we should be very careful because all sweets which are there, either these are called as the sugar free, they are not the calorie free, they can increase your sugar. You should replace the sugar by the natural sugars. That can be either jaggery or that can be honey or it can be dates. And you can prepare the preparation like burfi or a firni or you can make a halwa with that. So you can enjoy Diwali, but at the same time you should keep in mind no fast, no feast, small frequent meals.
Be cautious while lighting the diyas. It is also important to know what should be done in the case of burns during Diwali.
When we are lighting the diyas, we have to be careful to see that we don't burn our clothes, we don't burn our hands or feet. So we have to take a due precaution and due distance has to be maintained when lighting these diyas, and take a precaution that you don't wear safe clothes or synthetic clothes. The clothes should be cotton clothes, and take care of your elderlies and children in the house that they should be made to stay inside. Wishing you all a very happy and safe Diwali, and if God forbid you happen to burn your feet and hand, then dip them in the cold water. It is not necessary to have an ice water. A normal water would suffice. And do not try to apply things like ratan jot, mehendi, potato peels or toothpaste. Just cover them with a clean coat and try to contact the nearest doctor.
Say no to firecrackers to ensure protection of your family. Celebrate Diwali with a great spirit. Make sure that you and your family have joyful, healthy and safe Diwali. Kiran Bhardwaj, DD News.
Alright, so that was the detailed report. Make sure that you remain safe and happy during this Diwali. Remember, safety is in your own hands, and make sure this Diwali remains prosperous, safe and happy for you. Up next, we'll get to other news. Looking at the day ahead, Delhi Metro services will be available for a limited time period today due to Diwali. Metro will run only till 10 o'clock at night. Metro services will not be available after 10 p.m. at all metro stations of Delhi and NCR. As the nation enters the festive spirit with Diwali today, air quality in Delhi remains in severe to very poor category, with the city recording overall 337 air quality index. This morning, according to Delhi Pollution Control Committee data, air quality index was recorded at 424 in the severe category in Anand Vihar, 328 at very poor category in IGI airport area, 400 that is again very poor category in ITO, and 354 in Arkepuram. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be representing India at the 15th East Asia Summit to be held virtually today. The summit will be chaired by Prime Minister of Vietnam and also will see participation from all the 18 countries of the region. The summit meeting will discuss ways and means to strengthen the platform and to make it more responsive to emerging challenges on its 15th anniversary. The leaders will also exchange views on issues of international and regional interest, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the cooperation among the participating countries to achieve an expeditious and sustainable economic recovery. Pakistan continues to indiscriminately fire across the border in an attempt to promote infiltration of terrorists. On Friday, Pakistan did so yet again, and the Indian Army retaliated in due measure. It was a resolute response that resulted in destruction of Pakistani bunkers and the infliction of several casualties on the Pakistani side.
It is before Diwali, and Pakistan's nefarious designs received a prompt and befitting response. The Indian Army foiled an attempt to infiltrate terrorists across the line of control in many areas. The Indian Army destroyed several bunkers and launch pads of the Pakistani Army in the Keran, Uri, Nogam and Dabar sectors. The prompt action of the Indian Army resulted in the killing of 6 to 7 Pakistani soldiers, including 2 of the SSG, that's the Special Service Group. There are also reports of 10 to 12 Pakistani soldiers being grievously injured in the operation. Weapons and fuel tanks of the Pakistani Army were destroyed by the precise action of the Indian Armed Forces. Importantly, several launch pads of terrorists were also destroyed in the action. 3 Indian soldiers made the supreme sacrifice, and a BSF Jawan also laid down his life in defense of the nation. The Indian Army retaliated to the Pakistani Army's ceasefire violations, which began without any provocation. Pakistan deliberately used mortars and other heavy weapons in residential areas along the line of control in Keran, Uri, Dabar and Nogam sectors. 3 civilians lost their lives in this shootout. Pakistan has violated the ceasefire more than 4,000 times this year, 2020, 400 times in October, and 128 times so far in November. Violations have resulted in civilian casualties. Experts believe that before the winter sets in, Pakistan is trying to double its efforts to infiltrate as many terrorists into India across the border to create unrest in the valley. DD India.
Up next, we get you some updates on the fight against COVID-19. The trend of recoveries is exceeding the new cases, and it continues, leading to total net reduction of the active caseload. India's active cases stand at 4,84,547, which is much below the 5 lakh mark. Now, this is the third day of the active cases being sustained below the 5 lakh mark. Their share in the total positive cases stands at only 5.55%. In contrast to 44,879 new reported cases, 49,079 cases have recovered in the last 24 hours, which continues India's trend of having daily high recoveries that outnumber the daily new cases. Now, this trend has been observed for the 41st day today. The total recovered cases stand at 81,15,580, which translates to a recovery rate of 92.97%. The gap between recovered cases and active cases continues to grow presently stands at 76,31,033. 77.83% of the new recovered cases are observed to be concentrated in 10 states and union territories. The nation is remembering the country's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on his birth anniversary today. The day is also celebrated as Children's Day. Paying tributes to Pandit Nehru, Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, and I quote him, "My humble tribute to the country's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on his birth anniversary." Let's get to some international news now. Billionaire Elon Musk's SpaceX is all set to send a crew of 4 astronauts to the International Space Station in NASA's first operational mission using the Crew Dragon capsule. The Crew Dragon capsule is called Resilience and will be carrying 3 US astronauts and 1 from Japan. The 8-hour flight to the station is SpaceX's first operational mission, as opposed to a test after NASA officials signed off on Crew Dragon's design. SpaceX's groundbreaking Demo 2 mission delivered 2 NASA astronauts safely to the ISS in May, and it was harrowing as actual humans tested out of Crew Dragon for the first time. This time, the crew will follow the footsteps of that successful mission with the launch of a Falcon 9 rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Let us now take a look at the global updates on COVID-19 from across the world. As of now, more than 5.37 lakh COVID-19 cases have been reported worldwide, with over 13 lakh 9,000 deaths. Over 3 crore 75 lakh people have recovered from the virus. The United States continues to top the list among the worst hit countries by the pandemic so far, with the highest number of infections as it recorded over 1.82 lakh new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. The US has crossed the 1 crore mark in terms of COVID-19 cases and has over 1 crore 10 lakh cases of COVID-19, with death toll surpassing 2,49,000. And World Diabetes Day is also observed today. To raise awareness about diabetes is the main motive of this day. Diabetes is preventable in most cases. Let's understand more on diabetes in this report.
Diabetes is a major health concern worldwide. Diabetes is a condition that impairs the body's ability to produce insulin and process blood glucose, also known as blood sugar. People with diabetes are more likely to develop certain other medical conditions. Global epidemic of obesity and overweight seen in the young population is raising diabetes incidence in these young adults.
World Diabetes Day has been dedicated this year to nurses and diabetes, because nurses play a very important role in the management of diabetes. They play a very crucial role in the day-to-day care of a diabetic patient. So that's why World Diabetes Day has dedicated this day to the nurses.
People with pre-diabetes are at a risk of developing type 2 diabetes. If a person is pre-diabetic, making healthy lifestyle changes can help to stop the progression of type 2 diabetes. Know your risk factors for diabetes and take action. Eating a healthy diet, being physically active, maintaining a normal body weight, reducing the weight if you are obese or overweight, practicing yoga, avoiding tobacco and limiting alcohol, and getting the blood pressure checked regularly may help to prevent diabetes. Kiran Bhardwaj, DD News.
Time now to end the bulletin, but before that, a quick reminder. As the lights of festivities brighten up your lives, don't forget to keep the virus at bay. Along with sweets, gift a mask this festive season. Mask Up India, be a part of this campaign which we're running on DD India and DD News. Share your videos with us by wearing a mask properly. Use hashtag #MaskUpIndia and get a chance to feature on our channel. With that, we'll end this bulletin here. Bye-bye.